very small notions that create your own reality anyway, according to preference, because they are who you are, who you desire to be. So because you already function this way, there is nothing really new to master or learn. Simply begin to allow yourself to consciously attract the knowledge, to begin to create your reality consciously according to preference. So in as much as you already create the circumstances of your life through, as I have said before, just deciding you are a particular way, trusting that you are a particular way, or having faith, or having complete conviction that you are a particular way, and then acting as though you trust you are that way, you can use your free will, you can use your preference, you can use your desire to decide anew, to decide according to preference. You do not truly have a momentum of being a certain way that you need to overcome. You create yourself discreetly right now, whenever it is. It is always right now, right now, even right now, right now, right now, always. That right now and your ability to absolutely make the decision to do from what's available right now, the thing that is most representative of who you choose to be, is your point of power itself. Is what tells you, well, if I can change right now, and I do change right now, that momentum is just an illusion. Or if there were such a thing as momentum, it would go past right now. I would not be able to change right now. So either there is momentum, or you completely create in the moment. Now more accurately, because you contain it all, both are different. And rather than allow this to overwhelm and confound you, look at this as choice. For if both are true, it is not a matter of proving one or the other. It is a matter of choosing. Do I wish there to be a momentum that I have to overcome, which creates the necessity for perpetuating a path and the effects from that path, the locomotive train of that path going right past this particular moment? Or do I choose to understand that right now is the only moment that I function from? And if I choose, by the way, to buy into the past having an effect, I am doing so right now. And it is not actually the past that has an effect, it is me saying right now that the past has an effect. Right now, I will therefore assume that the future must be a result of that past. That small notion, this small understanding, is why you create the apparency that the past has anything to do with right now, because you decide, you just decide, right now, my present is a result of my past, and therefore my future is dictated by needing to reconcile that past. But you are doing so right now. You are just deciding, you are trusting in that decision, and then you act completely according to that trust. And you perpetuate the apparency of a momentum. You perpetuate the apparency of a past having anything to do with now, and the next now, and the next now. The past does not drip from now to now. You recreate each now. And that is your point of power. That very small, minute understanding. Because once you begin to understand the sensefulness of what I am saying, you will understand that right now, you can choose something else. You can, all right, get off of that train. Therefore, right now, you can decide who you prefer to be. Right now, you can decide who you desire to be. And right now, you can decide to be that person. I decide to be this. Now, as I have said, when you already create your reality, you make a decision. You trust in that decision, and you act according to the trust in that decision. Should you choose right now to be the person that you desire, and understand that you can trust that decision, everything begins to look different from quote-unquote this point forward, or each now, successive now, because you no longer look at it as the older version of you would look at it. If you trust that you have changed, you will look at it from the changed self. Perhaps at first you will strive to do so. You will reach to do so. You will perhaps seem to perform an effort to do so. But you will always be able to do so. You will always be able to see each situation that you used to label from your older perspective, from the new perspective, if you simply trust that you are the changed self. Now, as I have said, it is always the actions that create the reality. So once you trust that you have changed, you will act according to that trust. And those actions will be far different than the older decision, the older trust, and the older action. So you cannot help but get a different result using the exact same mechanism you have always used. Decision, trust, action. This leads me to the so-called fence and getting off that fence, should you choose. We never insist that you grow more than you wish to, that you expand more than you wish to, that you have too much fun, that you are too happy. Never do we insist this. Would not be so presumptuous. It is up to you. But it is an option. When you decide I have changed, when you trust, or say you trust that I have changed, but you act the same old way, you are not acting as though you trust you have changed. And you are perpetuating the older version of yourself. And then generally saying, well, I'm doing that because of the so-called past, but the older you, or the older version of you, is the only one who would even think about a past having anything to do with the present. And basically using, by the way, the past as an excuse. Thinking that you are using it to accelerate, but actually using it as an excuse to perpetuate the things you do not prefer. Because you have this complete free will in the moment, you always have the choice not to act, not to move, until you align yourself to your new decision and to your new trust. But ultimately nothing will change until you move. Therefore, you can theorize, you can summarize, you can capsulize who you prefer to be. And while you are doing so, colloquially speaking, you are sitting on the fence, as you say. Not until you act on the decision, through the trust that you have changed, can you actually get the desired result. Can you actually get the evidence, the reinforcement of the new decision? Exactly along the same lines that you got the reinforcement of the old decision. So getting off the fence is your willingness to act upon the trust of the new decision. I desire to be this person because this is what I am excited about within my very small notions that create your own reality anyway, according to preference. So, this is how I picture I would like to be. Generally, because they are who you are, who you desire to be. You will find individuals wish to exist in such a way where they can, so because you already function this way, there is nothing really new to master or learn. Simply begin to allow yourself to consciously attract, exercise their great power, to be of service.
You may decide